Hey everyone, so in today's video we're going to be discussing some news that Epic recently put out, and that is of course that Chapter 1 is going to be returning permanently and basically just rotating starting in December. Now before any of you mention this in the comments, yes, I know this has been known for about a week and it was almost basically just confirmed, but I didn't want to mention anything just in case. I wanted to wait until they confirmed it themselves, and I've heard a lot of people saying that this isn't going to help the game, but I actually disagree. So before we get into it, of course, this is all just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I do believe that this could actually save the game. We've seen the numbers that Epic are able to pull when they bring back the original chapter. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, you want to hear my thoughts on this, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Before we do get into the video, I just want to say thank you. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the last year. And recently I just launched memberships, which is just a new thing I'm trying out. Obviously it's brand new to me. I don't expect any of you to buy these. I tried to make them as cheap as possible. I believe the first tier is just $1.49 or something, and then the second one's $2.49 or something like that. I could be wrong, I'll have to check and I'll put it up on screen right now. But again, I do not expect any of you to do this, but they do come with certain perks and I'm just trying them out really. So if you are interested, obviously consider doing that, but I really don't need money from you guys. I really don't see it that way. It's just more of a way for me to connect with you guys, I guess. So thank you guys for everything. And people that are new here probably want me to shut up and just get on with the video, so that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, as we've seen before, when Epic brings back the original chapter, it tends to do pretty well. It brings in a lot of numbers for the game, but then when they get rid of it, they just lose so many players. That's why I was really confused when they tried OG for the first time last year. They got so many people playing, but then they removed it after a month, and then they saw a big drop off in players at the start of Chapter 5. So why did they keep getting rid of it? Really, obviously, it's just because they want to focus on the game itself, like the current Battle Royale, trying new ideas, new mechanics, instead of just going back to what's old and what people generally prefer, I would say. I know there are people out there that prefer the game now, but OG just brings in more players, and I think more people prefer that playing style and the graphics and the guns, for instance. So the fact that they're bringing it back to me sort of indicates that player numbers are dwindling again, which tends to happen when they start a new chapter. The numbers go up, but then as they stop that season and a new one starts, by the time you get to an end of a full chapter, there's always just way less people playing. So this is definitely a good idea, in my opinion, in order to bring back a lot of players, because as we know, when you bring back the first chapter, so many people play, but if you keep it around, you know, and keep looping it and going through the seasons of the first chapter, which I don't think that's been confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just going to be each month is a different season, and by the time it gets to season X, it'll just loop back to season 1 and keep going. I believe that's what it is. So that will bring back a lot of players, and I think that that'll keep the playing numbers really stable. Maybe not as stable as they were when it's just a month, because people come in, they get excited, it's a one-time thing really. But then now that it's a full-time mode, I reckon at first it'll be very successful, and then the numbers for it will sort of drop off and basically just be like regular Battle Royale, where there's always a decent amount of people playing, just not way more than the regular mode, for instance. I also think that this will have a negative impact on reload, because why would you play it now? Personally, I only play it because I like the more simple looking maps. And the smaller maps don't really bother me that much. I just like the whole aesthetic and the guns and all that. But now what's the point of even playing that? Because reload's sort of annoying. I might be alone in thinking that, but I'm sure a lot of you agree. Reload is a pretty annoying mode, especially if you're like me trying to do it in solos, in duos before they added solos as an option. It was not good. So I think that reload's sort of going to be redundant now, because what's the point? You can have a much more enjoyable experience just playing regular Chapter 1. I know some people think that including this will ruin the game because it'll stop sort of innovation, it will stop them coming up with brand new ideas, or they'll start focusing on that and not on regular Battle Royale. I can almost guarantee that is not the case. The reason for this is because when you go back to chapter 1, they already have all those assets. They have literally nothing to work on. All they have to do is just put it in the game. I know it's a lot more difficult than just doing it, but it's just very simple. They already have all the assets. They've already made everything. They just have to, redo it every sort of few months when it goes back to season 1. They're just looping it and changing it. The actual brand new chapter that we're getting, chapter 6, that's going to be getting a lot more attention because they have to work a lot harder on that. They haven't thought up every single idea from that already. Chapter 1 is concluded, obviously, years ago. This is a brand new thing that they're working on. It's going to get more attention. Does that mean there's going to be more players on it? I don't know. Me personally, I'll probably be playing the chapter 1 game mode more, but still, I will be checking out chapter 6, and I don't think people will just completely avoid the new chapter. People will still try it. Generally, I find that most people don't stop playing Fortnite because they're bored of it. People do get bored with the game, but if you left it at a really good chapter or even season, for example, like when they brought back chapter 1 in the OG season, people stuck around for the full month. But then when they try something new, like chapter 5 season 3, for instance, people didn't like it and then they stopped playing. Chapter 1 here is literally just revisiting old stuff that people liked. People will stick around. I don't think the issue with Fortnite's player numbers is that it's really good, but people just stop playing. People don't like a lot of the newer seasons in chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and that's why people stop playing. So that's why chapter 1 is going to be very, very popular when it comes back. However, if they do try something new and they actually make it fun, I think people will still play Battle Royale, just regular chapter 6, as well as this mode. I don't really think we have that much to worry about. I think player numbers will be pretty strong across both. Before I end this video, I did want to quickly talk about what I think this chapter 1 revisit might look like. So we can definitely assume that each month is going to be a season from chapter 1. December is season 1, and then January will be season 2, and so on. So what's this actually going to look like? We know that each season is going to have loot relating to that season. So you're not going to find a gun that was only available since, season 7 in season 1. So it's all going to be very well made, if that makes any sense. It's all going to make sense. You're not going to find any guns from chapter 6 in this, for instance. So all the loot is going to be matching the actual season it came out in. I'm not too sure about things like movement. I've heard people say like they're changing the graphics and movement and stuff. I don't think that's the case. I think that's just clickbait, unfortunately. I've also heard people say that they think there might be like a battle pass. I haven't really looked into the idea. I assume they mean a battle pass for maybe like each couple of seasons, like maybe they add one skin to the pass each season, each month. That's just a guess. That's also not an actual thing they'll do. Or maybe it could be not like a battle pass, but like one skin each season that you can unlock by doing quests or something. That could be cool. But in terms of an actual battle pass, we definitely won't get one. Like a festival pass has one, or I'm pretty sure Lego Fortnite has some type of pass, or did. I'm not quite sure because I don't really play that mode. But I don't think we'll get a proper full-on pass you have to pay for. That's about it, everyone. I really think that them adding in chapter 1 and just sort of recycling all the old stuff that used to make the game so good, I think that that's really going to help the game instead of damage it like a lot of people seem to think it will. I really appreciate it if you stuck around to the end of the video. Consider subscribing. I'm going to be making a lot more Fortnite videos in the future. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. And I hope to see you in the next video.